life story, man, and it's just a process, and I just try to get it into the music so people can, have an experience
Right.
of, different things that I've encountered, the type of person I am, and where I want to go musically and stuff like that.
My name is James Graves, and welcome to another edition of Night Journey Rewind. I had the opportunity, what was it, a couple of years ago when what was the CD?
Oh, Forward Motion.
Forward Motion, yeah, Forward Motion. And had the opportunity to talk to this brother, and now he has a new project out that we will be talking about, it's Inner Vision. Great project, but back with us to talk about himself and about his music, Lawrence Clark. Welcome, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm trying to hang in there. It's been one of those seasons that's been, I didn't expect this. I didn't see this coming, but we're cool. You're from Jersey, wasn't raised in a musical family, but you got turned on to the saxophone. I think, what was that, in high school or before high school?
In middle school.
So give us a brief journey of starting to play and what got you interested in playing this great African-American classical art form.
Well, man, to be honest, even in elementary school, I had an interest in playing saxophone. But at the time, my parents, they really couldn't afford the instrument. I went to a Catholic school, and you had to pay for that. So it wasn't happening, but the desire was there. By the time I got to middle school, I went to a public middle school, and you could actually get instruments for free during the school year. So that's when I got a saxophone and started practicing, started listening to music, and my father introduced me to jazz. And from that point on out, I was on a mission.
I heard that. What was it about this music? Miles doesn't like to use the word jazz, but what was it about this music that just like captured you? Say, ooh, I'm feeling this.
The thing that got me about jazz is how you could really, how can I put this into words? How you could really show your emotions through the music, though. And then learning about harmony and stuff like that could just, help you a bit more to express how you're feeling, and still, have an intellectual side about it too, in terms of chord scales and stuff like that. But really being expressive in your feelings and emotions and stuff like that, and really try to convey that to your audience or, people listening to you and stuff like that.
Right. I have a two-part question here. First of all,
sure.
What was it about the saxophone that drawed your attention to want to play sax? When did you really get serious and said, you know what, I'm going to play this instrument, and I want to make a career, playing music through this saxophone?
To be honest, what drew me to the saxophone was because it was shiny.
Okay, I can feel that, Yeah.
I never really heard anyone play it outside of the person who did like a demonstration performance, for kids to sign up for saxophone. But I was like, wow, it's gold and it's so shiny.
I heard that.
So that, try this out for sure. I'm sorry, what was the other question?
And the other question was, when did you know that you were going to do this professionally? Let's just put it that way.
I was pretty certain by the time I got to college.
Oh, okay.
Like just before college, I knew that this is something that I really wanted to pursue, and I was dead focused about it, and I just really tried to find the information that I needed, in terms of just how to develop and stuff like that.
Right.
But by the time I got to Berklee College of Music, I said, this is what I want to do. I'm 100% sure.
My name is James Graves. This is Night Journey Rewind, and we're visiting with tenor saxophonist Lawrence Clark. You know, there's a lot of great cats out there, man, and that are saxophone players. And, you know, I can go down the list from Dexter Gordon, Joe Henderson, Bradford Marcellus, Coleman Hawkins, your boy Eric Wyatt, and, you know, the list goes on.
Yep.
Also, you know, is a very popular instrument as far as in with jazz musicians. So how do you compete if that's not, hopefully that's not the right word to use, but that's the only word I can think of right now, of being able to create your own sound that everybody say, oh, okay, yeah, I might hear a little Dexter, I might hear a little this or that in it, you know, and of course, you know, I didn't mention Train because everybody, I don't care what instrument you play, Train influenced you one way or another, you know. So, but what was it that, you know, said that you're going to set yourself different from everybody else that made the Lawrence Clark sound?
You know, I try to be true to myself. I've listened to all the greats, the masters, you know, all the cats that are surrounded New York, you know, because there's so many musicians here.
Right.
Just everyone, and I just try to be true to myself. I really just do that. And whatever, you know, I'm influenced by everyone. There's something about just about everyone that I like, and I just absorb it, and then I try to just do it in my own way.
Right.
And just try to be as original as I possibly can, you know, just so I can, you know, have my own voice and stick out among others.
You know, you've been really blessed, and obviously a lot of other musicians loved your sound, and you know, you've been on tour, you've been across the world. You know, did you expect this for any of this to happen? I you know, I'm quite sure subconsciously you want this to happen, but realistically, did you think it was going to be happening?
Yes.
Oh no, I hear you. I ain't mad at you.
You know, because that's what I want to do. That's what's in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to travel. I want to reach my music, and I know what I need to do in order to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to be dedicated to this art form. You got to be up on your business end of it too, you know, to make those things come into a reality. And I'm, you know, it's what I want.
I heard that. Yeah, I definitely heard that. My name is James Graves, and we're having a great time talking with tenor saxophonist Lawrence Clark. Through your travels, man, tell us some of the big highlights so far in your career that just really kind of confirmed that, yes, I knew I was doing what I needed to do.
My most recent gig playing in China. I've always wanted to go to China.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to see the Great Wall of China,
Mm-hmm.
But to perform in China with my own band was so far the highest point in my career as a band leader.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to do something like that and to go overseas and have people come out to the show.
Right.
And a lot of people, so that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me inspiration to keep pushing and to work as hard as I can to have things like that happen just more often.
What's interesting, and I want to ask you this question, because I know you've been overseas, but you were like a sideman, traveling with other musicians. So I'm quite sure for you to be able to be the leader and have your own quartet or your own band with you going overseas to tour, I know that must just be, mesmerizing. But isn't it interesting how our music is so received overseas compared to here in the United States?
It is amazing that this art form has reached so many places where you would be like, I really don't know how the people are going to dig this. And then you find out that not only do they dig it, but they know about this particular style or other musicians that's associated with this style of music and stuff like that. It's absolutely amazing, and it's a good thing too.
Right. You're not the first, but a lot of cats that I've interviewed, some of our, as I want to use the phrase, the OGs, which they call me, so I'm one too. Like, Henry Franklin, Kurt Lacey, Don Moyer, and they always told me, well, Don Moyer's in France anyway, man. He didn't come back to the United States, but they say, man, it's just amazing how they know more about you, know more about your recordings than some that you don't even remember that you did. So they just seem to really study the arts. And unfortunately, we just have a small population here in the United States that has that same enthusiasm.
That's absolutely true. That's true. You go to a country and they will be like, we have, all your CDs, or we have, every CD that you're on, and you're just like, you're blown away.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
Yeah. Well, let me just ask you, how does that really make you feel? I mean, on both sides of it. You're from the United States, you love America, you love this music, you love playing here, but just the reception just seems to be so different from overseas.
It can be a bit frustrating sometimes, because obviously, I live here, and I would love to work more here in the States and feel like this art form is appreciated more.
Right.
So it's a bit frustrating.
I hear you, brother. My name is James Graves. This is Night Journey Rewind, and we're visiting with tenor saxophonist Lawrence Clark. Let's talk about your project, brother, Inner Visions. First of all, name the musicians that's on this session.
Okay, we have Jeremy Pelt on trumpet, Dwayne Eubanks on trumpet. We have Yoris Tepe on bass. We have David Bryant on piano, and we have Daryl Green on the drums.
I'm assuming, and maybe I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming part 1, part 2, Mr. Ali, is that dedicated to Muhammad Ali?
Actually, it's dedicated to Rashid Ali.
Okay, all right, very good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about Rashid.
I'm sorry?
No, say talk a little bit about Rashid.
Rashid, wow. The first thing I need to say is Rashid, he was a beautiful person, like really nice, very supportive. You can easily approach him and talk with him and stuff like that. But on the musical side of it, he was around for a while. He played with many great musicians and stuff. And it's because of him that I developed into the person that I am today. He definitely pushed me. And me and Rashid, we used to, for years, I would go to his studio in Soho and we would just play duo.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be like, I need to make you stronger. So we're going to play as fast as we can and play for an hour straight.
Oh my goodness, really?
With you soloing. And I tell you, it took a while for me to build up to that, man.
Right.
But that was the type of guy he was, and this is the stuff that he did too. And I was blessed to have known him as a person, and also just to play with him as well. Such a beautiful person.
Listening to you, man, your trumpet players, man, them boys are bad. Them boys are bad. I enjoy Blue, and I like the spacing and the interpretations that you do with Inner Vision. I compliment you on that, man. And what is your process as far as in composing?
Really, man, just sometimes I think, reflect on things have happened to me in my life. Good moments, bad moments, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just hear these little melodies, or sometimes I'll sit down at the piano and I'll just play some chords and stuff and try to incorporate how I'm feeling at that moment with the chords or the melody. And that's how I normally will start the process.
Mm-hmm.
Of writing a composition. That's normally how I do it.
When does it get to the point where you have a name for it? When the composition is finished, in the middle of it, or you have a name in the beginning before you even start the composition?
It's rare that I have a name before I start, or even in the middle, but it's normally after I'm finished, when the tune is completely done. And a lot of the times the name will just come to me.
Oh, okay.
But most of the time, as I finish the composition, then a title will come to me.
Oh, okay. James Graves. This is Night Journey Rewind, and we are visiting with tenor saxophonist Lawrence Clark. All right, brother, when you coming out to the West Coast to perform?
As of now, will be like in November. I'm performing in Santa Fe, New Mexico, but I am working on some things.
Yeah. You know, they have San Francisco has this, what is it called? San Francisco Jazz, and they've got this hall, which a lot of different rooms, like the Joe Henderson rooms and stuff like that, man. I would look into that and see about playing there. A lot of folks come out there and play out there. They have a lot of different studios, or I guess I shouldn't say studios, but rooms where people perform at. Yeah, it's the San Francisco Jazz Foundation.
Oh, that's really good to know.
Yeah, San Francisco Jazz. Actually, what I'll do is I'll get the information and I'll text it to you. You know.
Oh, that would be great.
What else is in the future for you?
Well, believe it or not, I'm already writing for the next album.
Oh, okay.
I already finished about 4 compositions already, and that's where my head is. Try to make as many albums as I can, and always trying to develop my writing.
I heard that. Well, cool, man.
Yeah, working on tours. I have an agent, so he's putting some stuff together for me.
Good. Well, brother, I hope it all works out well for you, because your music is definitely on point. It needs to be heard. Unfortunately, you know, the United States is just not showing the love that they need to be showing. We don't even have a commercial jazz station in the United States. So that's why we got to lay heavily on, you know, NPRs, public access, and college stations. Mm-hmm. But that, you know, I guess I might as well thank God for overseas, though. If you're fortunate to be able to go over and hit them festivals over there.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
So, but continued success to you, Lawrence. Continued success, man. I'm glad we're able to hook up again, man. Congratulations on this project called Inner Visions. And people want to get a copy of it, give us the information.
They can go to jazztribes.com. That's actually the label that I'm on currently, and they can get a copy from there.
Very good, Lawrence. Let's stay in touch, bro.
Hey, thank you so much, James.
All right. My name is James Graves, and you've been listening to Night Journey Rewind, and we were visiting with tenor saxophonist Lawrence Clark. Thank you for listening to Night Journey Rewind. Got some good news for you. Night Journey Rewind is now on YouTube. Just type in Night Journey Rewind and you can pull it up. And please subscribe to it. You can also contact me on nightjourneyrewind@gmail.com. On Facebook, Night Journey Rewind. We're on YouTube. Please check us out. Let me know what you think and subscribe to it. Night Journey Rewind, we're on the move.